The former ex-FIB agent, Amanda Davis, has arrived requesting a meeting with Elliot Graves, where she reveals the truth surrounding the supposed mystery, escalating the current threat to a whole new level of concern.
Supervisory Jonathan Marcone's office, please. Tell him it's Amanda Davis calling. Yes, former Supervisory Agent Amanda Davis, that is correct. And this does involve matters he is familiar with, so please, if you don't mind, just let him know. Thank you. Were you able to reestablish her protections or no? Damn it. Trident is here. I can feel it. Samuel is close to getting out of prison, and we know Trinity is after him to find out what happened to those gems. Don't forget what he did to my partner, Anne Kelly. She didn't deserve what he did to her. And I'll be damned if I let this girl have the same fate as anyone else has been at his hands. Samuel is due to be released at the end of the month. Trident is going to use that opportunity, and now that he has access to Tiffany, he's going to use her to get to him. You know she won't survive when he does that. He never leaves witnesses. I understand that she's older now, but that doesn't change the fact that she's still in danger. We know she's in danger. Yeah, I don't know who Trinity is. Trident is a very dangerous person. He's already killed one of our agents. He's took out my girlfriend, and now he's after this girl. If we don't provide her the protections, then... I understand the FIB's limited. But we know he's a threat and he's an active target. He's one of our most wanted suspects. Surely that can qualify to continue her protection. Bureaucratic bullshit, of course. Luckily enough, it looks like Tiffany may have actually provided her own security. I've been looking into this Elliot Graves. He's head of some kind of big security division down here. Perhaps that could be the security she needs to keep her safe while we catch Trident. Of course I'm here to catch Trident. He killed my girlfriend. Do you think I'm just gonna stand by all this time knowing that he's coming out looking for Samuel, who's due out of prison, and the only link to him is this girl? No. He's here already. I'm sure of it. Once Samuel is released and that knowledge gets out, I guarantee you we will spot Trident near her. But I'm not gonna leave her unprotected. I don't care about no bureaucratic bullshit legal age nonsense. We know he's a threat to her. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Just do what you can, my friend. I know I'm asking a lot of you. No, I'm about to contact this Graves and see if he can be of assistance in trying to keep her safe. Alright. Thank you, again, for everything. I know you're stepping over the line and risking your career helping me out. Alright, my friend. You stay safe. Might be early.
Miss Davis, I take it?
Mr. Graves, I was not expecting you to be with somebody.
This is Jo Butler.
I know who she is. I can assure you I read all the reports I could find before coming out this way.
And your objection to me being here is exactly what, ma'am?
You do not have security clearance, like Mr. Graves does, which allows me to talk to him on this matter.
Yes, well, I have Tiffany in my house, and I think that allows me to be a part of this meeting, so I can understand what's going on and what kind of a threat is being brought to my household.
That is unfortunate for you, because this threat is not a simple matter.
Yes,
well,
that's why I'm here. Any meeting between us will also involve her.
Have you ever heard of an individual simply referred to as Trident?
No.
He's one of the worst criminals you could ever hope to deal with. Unfortunately, Miss Tiffany has the unfortunate pleasure of having him as a target looking for her.
And why might that be?
Because Michael Hazel, the uncle who hired her father to rob a series of banks, hired this man as security for his criminal organization, and was not aware that this man is in fact a serial killer who's targeting Mr. Hazel to find out where those gemstones that disappeared are at now. Of course, you don't know any of this, so I guess I should begin at the beginning. I'm sure you know about the Cypress 5.
Yes.
A series of bank robberies. What was stolen was gemstones, $17.5 million worth of gemstones to be exact, which disappeared after Michael Hazel, Tiffany's uncle, was killed during apprehension by the FIB. We lost the gems, and the crew went down with the exception of one, who we only know as Trident. Unfortunately, I did not know who Trident was at the time. I thought this crew was a simple bank robbery heist crew, you know, your typical run-of-the-mill shit. Unfortunately, it turns out he's a serial killer. A very dangerous one.
You failed to discover this.
I only discovered it when he killed my partner and girlfriend and left me dead on the side of the road nearly.
Well, I am sorry for your loss.
Unfortunately, since then, I have been struggling to find him because he does not have any known identity, no records, no facials, nothing, no pictures. He is strictly a ghost that exists in the world, who's looking for one thing: gemstones.
And he thinks Tiffany knows where they're at?
He thinks Samuel knows where they're at. Being that Michael was Samuel's brother, he thinks he's hiding them.
So why not go into prison and find out?
I have already talked to Samuel. He doesn't know where the gemstones are. Apparently Michael gave them to his fence before the FIB showed up, and he disappeared with them. Unfortunately, Trident does not know this, and being that he knows Samuel and Michael were related, he believes the two were in on it as a team and conned the entire heist crew. He's also a person that's not above using family to get to somebody, which is why we put Miss Hazel and her mother in witness protection so long ago.
And why is that not continued over to Tiffany now?
Miss Hazel decided to leave her mother's care. Unfortunately, given that we do not know who this Trident is, or any actual information on him, there's a limitation of what we can and cannot do at the Bureau. Unfortunately, I am not happy about this any more than you are, I can assure you. I have worked very hard to keep that security in place, even working personally to ensure it stays in place. But I am no longer able to do that when I was forced out of the FIB.
I thought you retired.
That's what they say on paper.
Well, please enlighten us.
As I said, I was nearly left for dead by this man. In the process, I was injured in a way that made me unable to continue working for the FIB, and therefore they found no use for me. Without me there was no one to continue the protection once Tiffany broke it.
Well, they couldn't have stuck you on a desk or something like that?
In a way, they tried, but it's more complicated. I wish I could explain a little bit better, but it's more personal, and I really do not want to go into it. All I can really say is simply, Tiffany is in danger because Triton is out there. He wants Samuel, and he knows the only way to get to him is through Tiffany.
Well, Tiffany already, when we found out about Samuel, we already had one of my guys assigned to her on a permanent basis, and also acts as a driver since she is currently incapable of driving on her own. But if need be, I'm happy to up that.
That's why I came to you. Unfortunately, I'm not able to protect her, but you might be.
Well, if the bureaucracy of the Federal Investigative Bureau is unable to, then...
I wish the bureaucracy was the simplest matter, but it's not. Without knowing who Triton is, the Bureau won't investigate and won't continue the security. It's a simple matter.
Want to get a serial killer in jail?
They don't believe he's real. Let's just put it that way.
So your partner was killed just by a random person then in their eyes?
It's more to do with people wanting power and not knowing how to handle that power. It's a convoluted operation, I know. But the simplest answer is, they don't care. Tiffany is an independent operative, so they just simply see her as just another civilian. I know what this... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I know what Triton is capable of doing. I've seen what he's capable of doing, and whether the Bureau believes in him or not doesn't change the fact that Miss Hazel is in danger.
Well, we suspected that there could have been a possibility of there being some kind of underlying force related to the whole thing with her father, which is why I had someone stay with her in the first place, in addition to her incapacitation. But I do appreciate you confirming that for me, as we weren't able to get the full scope of things, thanks to a block that I have a feeling had something to do with you.
I will be very upfront with you. What we know is simple. This man worked for Michael Hazel only as a known hitman who, for some reason, wanted the gems completely for himself. At the time, everything was in place for us to apprehend them, but when he slipped the noose, he found out who I was and targeted my girlfriend first, and then my partner. By the time I was able to figure out what was going on and realize that this man was far more dangerous because of who he is, I was not able to stop him. As I said, he has no identity. He's simply a trained ghost. Are you familiar with these types of individuals?
Yeah.
Then you know why I have difficulties with the Bureau.
Yeah.
They don't have identities, they don't have records, they don't have birth certificates, they don't exist. And in the eyes of the Bureau, they're impossible to track.
And I'm assuming well-financed somehow, since they have no identities or anything.
Well, as I said, they go for gemstones for a very particular reason. They're the universal currency, no questions asked. You have gemstones, you have money, people willing to do a lot of stuff and provide a lot of things. New identities, new records, even background checks that can be seen as normal. For the right price in gems, of course. This is why he wanted those gems from Samuel. Or at least he thinks Samuel has those gems.
Now, you said that Trident attacked you. Did you get any kind of a glimpse of him or anything, or was it like a sniper
Caucasian
situation?
male, black hair, very little details other than that. As I said, they erase a lot of their features to make it difficult. All he is just another white guy, and I can't be more precise than that, which is why I came here. I don't want to be a problem. I am trying my best to keep Tiffany alive. Her mother, I can guarantee, is safe. I have her fully understanding what's happening, and she's more or less willing to cooperate. Tiffany doesn't know, and I did not know how to tell her.
Well, I think we can handle that on our part. As far as I'm aware, I have no issues with you, and I appreciate you coming to us about this and letting us know about this. I do appreciate that heads up and information. I don't have any qualms with you. I wish there was more I can do on my part. Sitting at the Beacon Security does have a bit of a unwritten partnership or understanding with the FIB at the moment, but
yes, that's why I was able to come to you about this matter. Turns out you have friends in high places somehow.
Well, I think you can take a few guesses as to how we managed that.
Yes, well, what was it, $260 billion does buy a lot.
286.
Yes. Either way,
Someone
it works to
balance,
my advantage because you can keep Tiffany alive where I can't no longer. At least, not directly.
We're happy to up her security. We have Spectre drones, we have undercover individuals, we have trained operatives that can be with her. Sniper teams that works.
That's good, because a ghost is almost impossible to be seen until he's on top of you.
The university campus security has already been beefed up, as well as surrounding security anyways due to my employer. So that's already being upped anyways, and I was staying with them. So with her being a student there, that will make that a bit easier, and that will be a fairly safe place for her to be at. Further, the lighthouse where she's staying at for now until she decides she'd like to move to her dorm. If she does, it's a pretty impenetrable fortress at the moment with sensors, infrared drones to works, and response teams if anyone comes within radius that shouldn't be. So safety is something we can make happen, and what we have made happen.
I'm about to send you the only known picture we have of this individual, and I hope it will help you more than it's helped me.
Age range of this individual?
20 to 40 easily. He has no identifiable features, that's what I'm saying. They go out of their way to craft these individuals. They find people that have very little backstory already, and then they erase them from their pretty much every database. We're talking hitman, assassins, criminal. I wish I could explain this better, but whoever these people are, they find people that have no history and then make them completely ghost. Train them for any type of operation, and when they're done, they just let them loose. Unfortunately, Trident turned out to be far more dangerous than this group could handle, I guess, because they don't exist no more. He does. All I know is Tiffany is in danger because he wants the gemstones, and he believes Samuel knows the location, even though he doesn't. And because this man is a ghost, the Bureau won't help protect Tiffany any more than they are willing to. In other words, she has to pretty much be on death's door before they'll do any damn thing.
Well, not if I can help it.
I know I haven't provided much, and what I have provided is probably even more confusing than what you already knew, but unfortunately, when I first came across this individual, I didn't even know that this guy or even this organization existed. But apparently ghost operatives are quite real.
Now, what about Tiffany's grandmother?
Miss Hazel? As far as I know, she has no connections, has no information, and doesn't seem to be targeted by Trinity because mostly, well, she's just not accessible. Tiffany's
I
mobile.
just figure someone like that is gonna use, use grandma or whatever to try and get to Tiffany. Use her family against her.
Well, if
So I
there's
figure
any...
anyone related to her is going to be a target, in my opinion.
Well, you're probably right about that.
Now, did you say that her mother's not being protected anymore either? Or?
No, her mother is still in protective custody.
Okay.
She at least understands that Samuel is being targeted by this individual, and because of that, he'll use her to get to him. She's agreed to all the protection she needs and is actually not under the FIB's protection, but kind of like what I'm trying to set up now with Tiffany for you. More private security.
Well, if we can get information on Tiffany's grandmother, I can authorize a shadow team to fly out there. So, if it provides a better state of mind for Tiffany and everyone. But just anything else you find out, or anything else you'd like to share, reach me.
As I said, I have tried to find this individual. I've tried to figure out who he is, get some kind of fingerprint, something from this guy, and nothing. He is truly a ghost. All I know is he's real.
We'll do our best to mission as we can, but if someone like that comes within range of Miss Hazel and poses a threat, that is automatically on site, so...
Well, that would be most fortunate, because I do believe if he gets his hands on Tiffany, he won't hesitate to kill her in the end. He doesn't leave loose ends.
Well...
Which is why my girlfriend was killed.
I think we have enough resources to make sure that doesn't happen. Further, we're not law enforcement, we're not investigative, like the FIB, so our main job is we'll keep her safe, but we can only do so much as we have our intelligence division. They will keep tabs on any possible threats or leads that might relate to threats against any of our protectees. But beyond that, we're not like the FIB, obviously, so we're not going to be...
As I said, I'm here to catch Trident, so that's why I'm here.
Oh.
I don't... sorry, what?
I will say, I know you don't have the full... I'm sure you don't have the full backing or resources that you once had with FIB, but if there's anything I can do and my team can do to assist you, just let me know.
I do appreciate that, and I do apologize for more of the cryptedness, but I just don't have a lot of information on this guy.
I get it.
Honestly,
now, are you a target for him as well, since you're kind of a loose end in his eyes, I would think?
Oh, I'm his most hated individual because I'm trying to apprehend him. He knows I'm after him, and I'm pretty sure he knows I'm in this state right now. He's already come after me once. As I said, he took out my girlfriend, he took out my partner, so he came pretty damn close to killing me the last time we had our encounter.
Are you well protected then, as well?
I'm as protected as I can be, yes.
Okay.
Right now, it's just a waiting game. My best bet is, our best bet is that he's going to make contact with Tiffany before we even know he's out there. He won't tell her who he is, but he'll at least make it clear he's after her.
Well,
all right.
It's not going to be in person, because we're going to be making sure that we...
That's the trick, though. If you don't know what he looks like, how do you know it won't be in person?
Well, we'll definitely be on our toes, anyone that tries to approach her, very least.
I say, she's got her security person with her pretty much all the time, so...
And anyone that goes across a certain line at the lighthouse will immediately be.
I doubt he will go near the lighthouse. He operates publicly. I mean, as I said, he's a ghost. He can operate in plain sight. I don't understand how much he's able to get done with what little resources he has access to, but yet he's able to do so much. He's responsible for so many deaths that I can't even figure out all who he's killed.
Well, we can up her security as far as when she's on the campus, best we can. And like I said, we have surveillance all over, multiple ways. But we'll try to see if we can look into more. I mean, I'm sure we can get more people on the ground as well.
Hopefully that picture I provided can give you enough vantage with your drones and stuff. If we can just get eyes on him, I know the FIB will move in to apprehend easily. They do have enough information that there is somebody out there they're looking for, but without being able to directly tie him to a name, their hands are tied.
We will certainly do our best.
I'm currently staying at the motel at 68, so if you need me, that's where you can find me. I'll be working around the state. I'm going to head over to the FIB division here to see if anybody has any matching cases to this guy who... how do I best put this? There's certain key elements in how he kills. That's the way of identifying him. The biggest being the trident he leaves on their necks.
Explain more, if you would, please.
As I said, he's more of a serial killer than not. Best way to put it, he's an operative who used to work for the government, I believe, but then that particular branch either got destroyed, ran out of funding, or simply stopped existing, and they let him loose.
Worked for the government in what capacity?
Assassinations, contract killing.
Like IAA?
Something higher than that.
Sure.
These are the type of people that they don't want to be known exist. They go out of their way. That's why I'm saying there has to be government, otherwise there would be records, there would be fingerprints, there would be something I would be able to run at the FIB to find him, but nothing comes back to him.
Well, there could be clandestine services.
I
want to hear more about his MO. How does he kill? You said he leaves a trident on their neck. What kind of a trident? Is it a like done with a knife? Is it a tattoo? Is it
a
little figurine? What else do you know about his killings? He does it publicly, you said, right? Like
No, he leaves them publicly, yes.
Leaves them public, okay.
His method is not universal. He kills however he has to, but as I said, he always marks them with the trident. More specifically, the Devil's Trident. Are you familiar with that iconography?
Not me personally, no.
The Devil's Trident has a very unique shape to it. It's not like Poseidon's Trident or a farmer's trident. It's a very distinctive shape. That's how we're able to isolate it to him and him alone.
Yeah.
But his methodology of killing changes to whatever suits.
For my Kelly, he drowned her. For my partner, he shot him. For a senator he killed, he literally poisoned. For a innocent child, well, I'd rather not say.
Poisoned in what way?
Alcohol.
Okay.
Spiked the wine bottle that was the favorite of the person. He learns individual weaknesses and targets them directly. Is the best method I can give you.
Okay, would he have access to alter medications, prescription medication?
I would not know. He has means of getting pretty much anything he wants as long as he's got finances. Why do you ask?
Well, Tiffany came by. She called me yesterday or texted me at the shop last night, and said she'd had a very weird dream that was all too familiar without being familiar. And explained her experience, her dream, kind of like how when I was, I drank some tea that was had an extra ingredient in it. And I described that to her, and she said, well, that sounds a lot like my dream. Now, she's been on this medication for a couple of weeks or so at least, and I would have thought if she was going to have that reaction, she would have had it by now.
So the complicating matter is Samuel's still in prison. He doesn't get out, or he isn't released until the end of the month. And I know this Trident is waiting for that. That's what he's waiting for. He can't get anything from Samuel unless he can get access to Samuel, and that means Samuel has to be free. So unless he's doing something to weaken her now, I don't know.
Regardless, if there's a shadow of doubt, we can source her medication by other means.
I mean, where do you guys keep it? Or where does she keep it, I should say?
I'm assuming it's in her room. I don't know. She's of age, so I don't like give it to her or anything. She just takes it. So I don't know where she keeps.
Okay.
I would assume on her person.
Which pharmacy she gets it from?
I would guess dollar pills. Like I said, she kind of does her own thing. She was released from the hospital and has just had the prescription ever since. So.
Right. Again, I don't know if... I know he's waiting for Samuel. That's the thing that's been the most difficult, was after this whole bank robbery apprehension thing 19 years ago, he went underground and only pops up periodically, leaving a body when he does. That's the 3 kills I've already mentioned to you so far. I was able to track to him. I suspect more, but again, with him not having a very clear pattern other than the Trident, it's hard to find the links.
Understood.
He's not above manipulation to get what he wants, so what you're saying does sound like a tactic he might use. I just don't see the advantage to it until Samuel gets out of prison, unless he's just trying to keep her in a lull, in a state more manageable, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take one of her pills and have it tested anyway, just to be safe.
That might be best. You say you have surveillance on the house, correct?
Yeah. Very multiple means of surveillance. We wouldn't know if someone snuck in. Try to switch the pills out or not that.
At the house, yes, but she has left the house. She's gone to classes. I don't know where
at
else.
Least depends on when she last got her medication. I mean, the past couple of weeks, however long it's been, she's had an agent with her whenever she leaves the house.
Well, that's fortunate. Maybe it might be if Trident is watching her and sees that she has security, he might be doing something to... Has your agent reported anything unusual?
No. He would be trained to immediately if he did, but they complete daily reports at the end of their shifts, and nothing's ever came up with.
No one watching, no one seeming to be in the same place repeatedly?
No, and, well, provided he also considered it could be possible, but with it presently it's one guy. Now, if I up that to the drones, sniper teams, further aid and spin on situation, there'd be a greater chance, but there's always that this level of uncertainty, possibly. I mean, you can only scan as much as you can one person while else to follow it, but...
I am so sorry I had to come to you with this information. It's...
nothing to be apologetic for. We appreciate
I'm glad you did. We need to know what the threat is in order to try and take care of it.
I don't know what the threat is. I just know there's a threat. And that's what I don't
alone,
like.
Well, that alone is information we appreciate having, because until you told us, we weren't 100% sure if there was or not.
Well, as I said, I have been tracking this guy for 19 years, and every time I get close, he disappears without a trace and leaves a body for me to find. I don't want another one, and I damn sure don't want either you two being harmed in this either, so do watch yourselves just as much. He won't hesitate to use you to get to Tiffany to gift it Samuel.
Well, Tiffany doesn't have a way to get to Samuel, and she's not sure she wants to at this point yet. Although with her mom being so secretive, it has crossed her mind.
Her mom
absolutely.
is so scared right now that she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't understand how to explain basically the same problem I'm having of trying to explain how dangerous this guy is. As you said, Tiffany's independent.
I will have a conversation with her and let her know, at least to some extent.
I should probably be there too.
I would hope so, yeah. But she will know that there is danger, and at least, to some extent how danger it is.
We can have various measures taken to up our security, both physically and also even as far as in making sure phone connections were encrypted. We can place her on a similar system that my employer uses, that we have in place that is fully encrypted and probably about as secure as whatever the president uses, really.
Well, okay. That's apparently I did come to the right person.
Well,
honestly, I admit when I read your dossier, I was impressed with the records, but even I was not expecting that.
Well, of course, none of everything we tell each other doesn't leave this area at all. But there's several measures that we can take to try to up our security on various fronts. If there's a possibility that he can have the ability to tap phones, and we can take care of that. We can make sure that her medication is sourced by means that couldn't lead back to her, or maybe sourced in a different way.
The problem with him is he's able to get stuff done. He has, like I said, the money through gemstones that he's already got on him, so he's able to literally hire people if he needs to, hire specialists who can craft devices if he needs to. I mean, when one of the people he actually hunted down, he used a tracking device that he had crafted through a hacker. By the time we found it, it was completely useless to us to backtrack to him.
We do regular sweeps across properties and everything like that to make sure there's no devices like that detected. But we can up those as well.
I mean, basically, think of this person as someone capable of going after a president. That's how skilled, how capable they are. That's why I haven't been able to even so much as get but just that one photograph of him, and even that is ambiguous whether or not that's him or not.
We would do our part, you just do your part.
I'm trying to do everything I can, including getting the FIB off their asses and actually work this case, because she deserves protection.
Yes, she does.
And they know it involves Samuel, who was involved with this bank robbery, and I don't know why he thinks he knows where these gems, other than perhaps family, protecting family or something. All I know is the last bit of information we had was that he is waiting for Samuel to get out of prison. And I don't know if anybody's told you, but Mr. Hazel is on his final month of incarceration.
Final month, okay.
Yeah, you said the end of this month he gets out.
That's correct. Which is why I'm starting to take things a lot more seriously than I was before, which I do apologize I did not come to you sooner, but you understand certain things my hands are tied with as well.
Are you aware of the current special agent in charge for the FIB LS field office, David Kellerman? Oh, I'm sure people have come and gone since you left.
Well, the person I'm dealing with is the North Cyprus Division Organized Crime, Jonathan Macron. Are you familiar with him?
Possibly, but I don't keep in touch with everyone, every state and everything.
So that's another thing, is the Bureau is so divisional that depending on where and when, you probably won't even have the right people connected. Macron is able to do a lot because he's the supervisory division of the organized crime, which was what I used to be. But even he has superiors he has to go through that dictates what he can and can't do.
Well, if it helps you in any way while you're here, I can see if I can get you in touch with this special agent in charge for the Los Santos field office downtown.
Honestly, that would be most helpful. If I can get in with him as soon as possible, then perhaps he might be more willing to provide extra forces or security means than what my division was able to provide.
Yeah, I mean...
Again, it's more jurisdictional than right now because of this being in San Andreas versus North Cyprus. Even me just being here is technically in violation of protocols and stuff like that. Fortunately, being retired, I don't give a shit anymore.
Well, if you're going to be in San Andreas and we're supposed to be in San Andreas, I think it could help him. Yeah, we've met with him and his liaison for the Beacon Center and our guys a few times now, given everything, so I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Like I said, just the only thing concrete I can tell you to keep an eye out is some sort of trident. I don't know how that helps, but it's always present when this guy's around.
We can do our best to scrub and make sure we keep an eye out for that symbol for sure.
Is Tiffany's mother safe if something should happen to you? Is she still secure?
As I said, we have private security for her, so she's pretty much taken care of for the rest of her life.
Okay, just making sure.
Now, honestly, the only one that doesn't really have security in this matter is me, but honestly, let him come after me. I'll be more than happy to put a bullet between his eyes.
Well, you know how to reach me if you'd like me to have someone with you.
I don't... I'm risking it by being so public, I know, but he knows I'm after him, and he's liable to make the one mistake if he knows I'm hunting him. And maybe that'd be the mistake you or some other division can be able to find to be able to figure out who he is and be able to track him. If we can track him, then we can stop him. But until we can find out who he is, tracking him is impossible.
Yeah.
Believe me, I have been working for 19 years, and the closest I've got is that photograph. And the bullet to my heart from when he shot me.
I believe you. We believe you.
I wish I could give you more, I really do, but there's just so much mystery around who this guy was. I don't even have a childhood, no history, no, like I said, birth certificates, nothing. His fingerprints comes back completely void within the system. You can run them to your heart's content, they don't come back. And that's gotta be an ex-government. I don't know any other organization that does things like that.
Most likely, yes. Well, we'll be definitely up in the investigative protocols for Tiffany and probably others that might possibly be seen as connected to her in any way, so.
Right now, the only way I see it is Miss Jo, is it? Miss Butler?
Yes.
You're about the only thing closer to Tiffany, so if he tries to use anyone to get to her, I imagine he might try to come to you. But given your presence, I'm hoping that might be enough of a discouragement.
We will discuss that, I guess.
Yes, we will.
Is there anything else?
I'm trying to think. There's so little information about this guy. I have the Trident water. I know he typically operates with a boat, and he uses it to escape, but there's never the same boat. He changes his identity as quickly as somebody changes their coat.
Well,
I
there's
mean,
no water in the university, and ain't no way in hell he's gonna try to invade the lighthouse like it's Omaha Beach, so.
no. My first original concern was when Miss Tiffany was working at the gas station. That would be the most vulnerable point, but I recently heard she's no longer working there. Is that correct?
Well, she at least, well, she does her studies and everything, give it an accident and everything, but.
Yeah, she
I,
quit working there when she started college.
yeah. I think she originally, from what I understand, was planning on going back there part-time some weekends, but I think it would be definitely making sure that gets continued for the time being.
Then it
But
would
then, of
be the
course,
most
that
likely
changed.
next available location would be the school. Because if your house is as guarded as you say, he's not going to take a risk. He's not going to put it where he can't easily get in and out. That's his motive. He's clever, but patient. That's the hardest thing about him. He's waited 19 years. That should tell you how patient he is.
Well, I will say, given her studies and her classes, I don't think it would be easy for her to transition to remote learning for those. And it's their first semester. Of course, Joe, you might know a little more about this than I do, but I would, like I said, we've taken various measures already to increase the security of the campus, and usually our protocol is when we're on campus, we try not to use anything like parking garages. We have vehicles posted up at the closest curb. We don't utilize alleyways or anything like that could mean vulnerability, and we try to keep it as in and out from the school building as much as we can. That being said, we can definitely, like I said, we'll see about authorizing up in her security while she's on campus from one guy to maybe at least 2 or 3 or more.
Okay, well, you sound like me trying to catch him all these years, always trying to add more security, new personnel, new surveillance, just something to get the edge on him, and yet he's always been one step ahead. It's almost like he's watching me, but I don't see how that's possible because all my lines are secure. I don't never keep any phones more than a month before I switch them out with new secure devices. I never stay in one place more than a couple of weeks. If you have not guessed, this is not the first time he's targeted me. I'm quite used to him coming after me, so I've taken necessary steps over the past 19 years to stay alive, as it were.
Well, you've done well.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's getting very
well,
tiresome, though.
I can imagine.
Let's hope we can put some kind of resolution to this as soon as we can. Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'll be staying at the motel on 68 for at least maybe the next week before I move to a new location. I'll try to keep you up ahead of every time I move, so you'll at least know where I'm at, and you will be able to have the direct number to me at all times, because if you get an opportunity to catch this guy, or at least give me the opportunity to catch him, I will be most grateful for you.
We'll do our best, but like I said, if he is seen as an immediate threat in any way, I'd be quite frank with you. We can't promise that capture.
Capture is a loose term in this case. I'd rather him be in a box.
Yeah, that I think you and I can agree on.
I've been 19 years trying to put him in bars, and all it's gotten is more dead bodies than I can count, and just so tired it ain't even funny.
Well, I'll say this. Guy like that, I don't exactly trust with our justice system and its bureaucracy, but
Yeah.
I don't blame you on that one. Especially seeing how the FIB treats them. I just... When we first started to investigate, they were very cooperative. And then a few years into it, no information came of it, no leads, no new ideas, and I don't know if you know anything about how FIB operates. If they don't have concrete information they're moving in a direction, they tend to move on.
well, we have a little less to move on to, so I can definitely raise some funding and recruitment for our intelligence sector as well. Best we can from a private standpoint.
Seems like you are definitely the right person I come to.
Well,
I'll be honest, after all this time, I have been struggling just keeping ahead of him, or not even really ahead of him, behind him more accurately, so if you are able to help out in any way to stop him, finally, and I'll be most grateful of that.
we'll do our best. Unfortunately, we don't have the same resources as the federal government might, but we do have a memorandum of understanding with the FIB. So we'll definitely try to use that to our advantage as much as we can.
Right. I do apologize again for having to bring this information to you so encryptedly and secretively, but without any actual dossiers, files, paperworks on this guy, I don't know how to tell you who he is. I don't know how to find him. I don't know when he's going to show up. And other than the fact I'm pretty sure he's already here waiting, I don't know where he's at.
Don't doubt it.
Yeah. Well, even this gives us more information than we had, so we appreciate that for sure.
It definitely helps, and it allows me to know where we need to allocate our resources towards more and upper security. So, if it weren't for you reaching out and everything, our life could have been in a lot more danger than it needs to be.
Yes, like I said, with the similar situation with her mother, private security was a little more easy to arrange, simply because of who she is. I don't know if you are familiar with Patricia's background, but she fortunately has connections herself that allows security to be arranged.
Who's providing her security, do you know?
A organization called Beacon, not like yours, but a different one, simply...
Oh, well, that's ironic.
I know, but if you actually look them up, it's not spelled the same way. It's more like a beacon, like a communication beacon.
Well, I think that's how ours is spelled. BEACON.
Bobby. Okay, maybe this... You sure this ain't the same organization, then?
As far as I'm aware, we don't have any resources in North Cyprus right now. I mean, we can definitely get some for our grandmother, but that's quite the coincidence.
Yeah, but yeah, the organization is Beacon Light, is what, and it's out of North Cyprus. So unless you're part of North Cyprus Division, I don't think it's the same.
No, but we're happy to get in touch with them to make sure liaison to make sure that they're all good out there. And if they cause any troubles contract-wise or anything, or...
No, like I said, they are very much just private security, dealing with just keeping her safe. They have her in a, how do I put this? Secured location that's gated and more protected than probably the president, if you will.
Well, we do our best at the lighthouse without outright installing fencing and gates at Jo's behest, but as much as I'd like to, I'm not going to fight her on that one. But we do, for a place that doesn't have any fencing, it's pretty damn secure.
Like I said, with this guy, I've tried everything to catch him. I've tried to track him using every basic level of investigation skill to advance, and he just stays one step ahead every time.
Well, I'll say this much: if one guy manages to sneak through all our systems and everything, it would be absolutely mind-boggling, to say the least. put it that way.
He killed a senator that was guarded by 26 men. Trust me when I say he can do it.
Well, you can certainly try.
Like I said, he can send a bottle of wine through the mail quite easily.
Well, fortunately, Tiffany doesn't drink. We have all the groceries that are brought in screened.
So the only question is this medication.
On medication, we can get that sorted. We can have the existing tested and then change up how it's sourced.
And I think you guys have all the information I was able to provide, which I know isn't much. I wish I had more. That picture is about the only concrete thing I have, and like I said, even that, I don't know if that's him or not.
Well, if you do find out more, of course, you have my number.
Of course.
And likewise on our end, if we find out more, we'll make sure that's provided to you.
Like I said, the only thing I can tell you for sure is to look for a trident. I know that's as useless as can be. I mean, even a sailor can have a trident on their arm for all you know.
I mean, it's a very specific type of trident, so that helps.
Yes, that's the only good thing, is that the Devil's Trident has a very distinctive shape to most tridents, so if you see... I wish I could had a picture of it, otherwise I would just show it to you now, but there's...
Oh, I'm familiar, yeah.
Yeah, it's the coloring, the shaping, it's all very distinctive to that particular trident.
Do we know if his branding is usually in color?
I mean, it's a brand. It's a branding. He burns it onto the back of their necks.
Okay, so it'd be dark colored. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. As for whether or not he has it in, like, labeling or... The reason why I say keep an eye out for it is because on one of the investigations, I literally came across a book that had a trident on it. And I don't know if it was the victim's or if it was his.
Well, I will say, as far as I'm aware, Tiffany's materials or anything in the lighthouse contains that symbol, so if something like that came up all of a sudden, we definitely would know something's up there. But we can keep a lookout as far as it possibly popping up anywhere around the campus or anything like that. But like such, thankfully she only goes, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but I mean she only goes from the lighthouse to campus. That's pretty much it.
Occasionally to the shop, because she gets...
Yeah, that is true. Might have to discuss that possibly.
Yeah.
Jesus, I hate that Ice to cause her issues. I wish I could have caught this guy before now.
The sooner that we can get him, the sooner we can all breathe properly again, and we can... These problems for all of us can be over. That's, I mean, it's obviously not going to be affecting a little more than just her. So, well, we definitely do hope that we can find this guy.
As I said, this guy is just so difficult to track. He's complicated every avenue of investigation when it comes to him. And now, as you can see, he's easily able to manipulate the lives of others simply by his presence.
What security is in place or will be in place when Samuel is released from prison?
None. Samuel is a criminal. As far as the FIB is concerned, he's on his own.
Was he ever connected or to anything violent? Was he ever armed in any of these altercations? Did we know?
No. See, he is actually...
He was a tech guy, right?
He's a safe cracker. He's a safe cracker, yes. He pretty much just made a bad decision, from what I can tell from the files. He's been on good behavior the entire time he's been in the prison. He provided state evidence when the crew was originally busted without complicating matters. As far as I can tell, he's just screwed up and now is trying to make up for it with just not doing anything wrong again, I guess you can say. I don't think he's directly connected to Trident, other than he was the guy that Michael asked to break into the safe.
Was there ever any history of him being violent domestically, even before he got arrested?
No. As far as I can tell, he's always just been a decent guy who just made a bad decision by helping out his uncle. Or his brother, sorry.
I take it based on the file I found on him, he was also probably doing it because he needed the money.
Financially speaking, yeah. From what I understand, the area they were living hit economic troubles, and his business went under, the family's mortgage fell through, and he was just desperate for money, and his brother took advantage of it.
Well, let me look into him a little further, and then...
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that he's the brother of the head of the group, I doubt this Trident would even be interested in any Tiffany or Samuel. He just wants the gemstones. I know he wants the gemstones. $17.5 million in gemstones is a lot of money that could go to buying your next target's death mail, if you will, or new identities, even a complete retirement package for someone that's a ghost.
We'll see if we can look into maybe a team that goes out in North Cyprus from, if we're lucky, maybe this Trident guy tries to go back to North Cyprus when he finds out the Samuel's been released, and then maybe he can get caught or taken care of over.
Well, from what I understand, Samuel is coming out this way. He wants a relationship with his daughter, and he's determined to get one. He's hired some family lawyer, someone who specializes in broken family court.
Yes, he's already been in contact with her.
Okay. So, as far as I know, as soon as Samuel gets out, since he's not on probation and he served his sentence to the fullest, he's planning to come this way. He has nothing left in North Cyprus, really, to hold him there, so I don't see why he wouldn't come this way.
All right, and the gemstones made it to the fence, so they are cut and re-released and nowhere going to be found ever, correct?
That's pretty much what we've been able to determine, was that after the fence got him, he disappeared. He took the gemstones with him, so he probably, like you said, cut them, already dispensed them, and he's probably living off the money himself.
Yeah.
As for whether or not Trident has any idea who this fence is, I don't know. I don't even know who the fence is.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask next. Do you know who the fence was?
No, I've even worked with Samuel trying to find out, and he says his uncle, or his brother had some guy he knew and just kept it hush-hush.
So he doesn't even know?
No, as far as I can tell, he doesn't even know anything about the gems. The last he saw of them was when he cracked the safes, the gems went into a bag, he handed them to Michael, and that was it. That's what I'm saying. This whole thing is so messed up, because if there was gemstones involved, the FIB would be more than happy to help out. But because we know the gemstones are long gone, they see no value in doing anything.
Yeah.
I do apologize about the bureaucracy of the Bureau, but government money and crap. Well, it was an organization I worked for a very long time, so I feel partially responsible for all this. Especially since I failed to capture him when I first had an opportunity 19 years ago. God, I was so close. But how do you do that when you come home and find what he did to my Kelly?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's even after all this time.
It's still raw. It still stings. I get it.
And then my partner, he was like me. He just took a shot that was just unfortunate.
Well,
I was lucky enough that it barely nicked my heart in a way that allowed me to make it to surgery. But then the stresses of it all kind of just made it where I could no longer keep up with the requirements at the Bureau. And so they let me go.
I understand that. We've all worked for those kinds of companies or agencies, I'm guessing. It's all about the bureaucracy, not the person.
Yes. And as like I said, Macron, he's doing everything he can to help me out, but he's tied by that same system. Maybe this guy out here at this FIB division could be also of help. So if you, like you say, if you can be able to maybe get me in touch with them, since I'm unfamiliar with them. Macron's trying to reach out to them as well, but again, interdepartment stuff is a little tricky. Everybody wants to be the one that gets the bust, if you catch my drift.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to stop this guy.
So do I.
Yeah, we'll do our best to keep Tiffany safe and stop this person.
Again, it sucks that this is over nothing because Samuel can't help him.
Well.
It would be nice if there was a way to... I don't wish there was a way to get in touch with the fella and know that he's doing this for nothing, but I know you wouldn't believe us.
Yeah.
19 years of patiently waiting, and you would figure if there was anything that would have told him Samuel doesn't know it, because I'm pretty sure he's done got information from Samuel asking this of him, and he's probably done been told that he doesn't know. He just probably doesn't believe him.
Yeah.
And I'm worried now that if Triton is here, how long has he been here, and how much does he know already?
Probably as much as you.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Because then he knows about you two, he knows about all of the places associated with you, and if he deems you worthy of going after just to get the Tiffany, as I said, he won't hesitate.
Well, he's got his work cut out if he comes after me.
We'll certainly be reevaluating various protocols and measures currently in place and raising that for sure. Cross our protectees.
I believe that's all the information I can provide you at this time, and I do again apologize, it's not much.
It's alright. We appreciate what you provide.
And thank you for letting me stay.
Well, you would have had to wait, but that's besides the point.
I am pretty sure
I
that
still appreciate it.
it's
It
probably
doesn't go
better
unnoticed.
so you know what you're dealing with too. Honestly, at this point, I'm sick of the bureaucrats' rules that's keeping everything tight and hush-hush, so honestly, the more people that knows, the better, I think.
On some level, yes.
Also, she would have just been looped in anyways, to be completely honest with you.
I kind of figured that. You wouldn't have brought her otherwise.
I'm a little bit of a force to be reckoned with, I have to say.
And perhaps that's enough to keep Triton at bay.
Well, definitely.
Well, it won't get to Tiffany through me, I'll guarantee you that. You can kill me first, I'm not going to get her involved, and I'm not going to give her up, so...
Careful with how you say that, because as I said, he won't hesitate.
Well, okay, well, as far as the lighthouse goes, I think you definitely would not be wise to try that place.
I don't even know all the safety measures that are in place there.
A lot of the security measures at the same time are invisible, so he could, from base value, you could think that it's just a normal Cape Cod house, but...
Yeah. He doesn't know everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's the security measures cannot be found on any database or public record at that.
That was Macron. He's got something he wants me to talk to me about, so I probably need to head on out of here.
Yeah, we have some things we need on our side, I think, too, so thank you for the information.
I thank you for coming out here, and situation's not exactly ideal, but I really didn't know how else to explain it so clearly.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, Amanda.
You two be safe, please.
You as well.
Miss Davis.
Have a nice night.
All right, you too.